TC Backer, TC Backer. TC Backer, TC Backer.
What episode are we on?
74.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer.
Welcome to episode 74, TC Backer Constructions Behind the Tool Belt. It's been a great week so far. Today was hot, man.
Yeah, it was.
Today was hot. I know everyone out there that works exterior jobs, I know you guys are feeling it today.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my guys, all of our guys that were out there busting their butts today. There was a lot of work getting done. I know the guys were hot. This is probably the first actually hot day of the season, so that one always, the first couple always kind of
Well,
are a little worse.
you weren't here last week. It got to the 90s.
Did it?
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what? I did see that. I seen because it was nice, like mid 70s, maybe low 80s, 1 or 2
Yeah.
days down there.
Yeah.
Just maintained, but we did see that it
It
was
was,
90s.
I'm trying to think, I know me and Lauren was out. She actually ended up getting sun poison on her forehead Thursday, I think. And then Friday morning she came in and said she had to pop the blister
Oh,
that was on her forehead. So I know it was hot last week. But yeah, we missed you. I'm glad you're back in action now.
yeah. I was
think-
watching from Myrtle Beach, man.
Yeah.
Tom did a great job.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Tom. You did a great job filling in here. I know Vic was working tirelessly behind the scenes trying to get me zoomed in and just having technical difficulties. It happens.
Yes.
But I was here in spirit supporting you guys. And
Absolutely.
Tom did a really good job. You guys
He
had a
did.
really good show last week. So we're actually going to piggyback off that show a little bit today. Go over some more of the GAF warranty stuff and kind of really get into the nitty gritty of what exactly that is and what the products and you know why you need to use these products and what they're actually used for. Before we do that though, what's going on, David Bruno? Nice to see you in here. David KX, thanks buddy. Glad to see you in here every day. Brittany Butler, Kennedy Clafferty, I see you guys watching at home. I definitely want to talk a little bit about the food drive that we got coming up.
Yeah, man.
That's the first annual food drive, the TC Backer Food Drive. We'll be doing that every year.
Yep.
I love how in the last calendar year, man, we've started a bunch of first annuals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really gives us something to look forward to every year, man.
It does.
On top of,
It
you know,
actually
before
does.
it's just a home show and,
Right.
and that stuff. But
Yeah.
now we got a bunch of cool stuff to look
It
forward
is cool,
to.
and I'm glad we were able to fill that void, you know, with not having home shows this year and stuff like
Right.
that. And to be able to pull off what we pulled off with the 21 Turkey Salute was pretty amazing, especially, you know, last year's Thanksgiving and everything that was going on. But the community really enjoyed it. I know Pastor Joel really enjoyed it. And it's funny, I ran into somebody today, actually a couple guys, that said to me, like, are you guys gonna, you know, ask me if we were gonna do the 21 Turkey Salute? And I was like, absolutely. And they want to know what they can do to get involved. And I was like, just show up.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yep, just show up. So, and this year shouldn't be as stressful. I think as far as like the equipment and stuff like that, like the deep fryers and the pots and the burners and the tanks, most of the tanks
You
we have.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's
so we
good.
have all the nuts and bolts that we're going to need for that. So, you know, obviously we're looking for donations of turkeys and you know, whatever other fruits and vegetables that,
Right.
you know, that we can serve
Right.
to accommodate the community and stuff. And hopefully we can top the 1,000 pounds worth of food.
Right.
You know, maybe we can get like 1,500 or 2,000 pounds of food. And
I don't think that'll be a problem. I mean, how fast we ran out of food.
I know.
I know people were still coming up after we were out and
Absolutely.
asking what was going on. So
Yes.
I don't think we'll have a problem. And I mean, worst case scenario, the well will get some stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Yes. Right.
we'll be all right.
Right, and that was our plan B if there was food left over. And I kind of thought there may have been food left over, but there was 350 plus people that we fed. We did 30 turkeys total, the initial 21 turkeys, and then we ended up doing 9 more turkeys. Man, I had all the figures. I knew how many pounds of mashed potatoes and cranberries and everything else that we had, but it was 1,000 pounds of food all in all total. And we'll top that easily. We'll still do our 21 turkey salute. We'll do the initial 21 turkeys, and then however many more, maybe we'll throw another 21 in.
Yeah.
And work it that way. And,
Hell yeah.
and maybe Drew. I know Drew was a big help. I think the Vikings Club actually ended up donating mashed potatoes. I think it was the Viking Club.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
So-
It was the Viking in West York there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so I
you're
think
right.
they really helped out. Thank goodness for that, because we were going to make them on site, which we ended up making some on site because we ran out
We had to go get a bunch of boxes.
of stuffing and mashed potatoes. Sam and her parents were on top of the whole mashed potato and dressing. Like nobody's business, man. They just jumped right in.
Yeah, man.
They ran to the store. They came back. We had water where they were dumping water in pots. We were getting the pots fired back up. Man, it was great. I mean,
it's good
really,
stuff, man.
it was really awesome to do it during such a stressful time. Just for that few hours, man, it was like it disappeared.
Right.
That anxiety of COVID and to be able to do something nice for the community like that. And the community didn't seem to, COVID didn't seem to bother them at the time. It didn't seem to bother us. And we followed, the safety protocols to the best of our abilities. And,
Right.
and knock on wood, no one got sick, at least none of the TC Backer family got sick from it. And,
we did a really good job of everyone was masked up the whole time. Everyone was wearing gloves when they were handling food.
Right.
And, maintaining as much social distance as we could.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, I'm sure we weren't perfect.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, you also got to figure a lot of these guidelines only follow people outside your household. And I would consider the people that we work with is pretty much our household.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
You spend more time with these people than you do with your actual household.
Right.
So,
For sure, and there's no question about that. And Tam, we can't wait to have you a part of it this year. And she's been a big help when it comes to the food this year's food drive. She's kind of heading that up, the committee. She's kind of like the chairwoman of the committee, and really heading that up and making sure we're moving forward. I know the YBA is getting involved. Big shout out to Chris Bender and Jeremy Bender of Rent Ready, Retail Ready, Roof Ready. They have a box for us of stuff that them and their co-workers had gathered up, so I got to pick that up tomorrow. Man. David KX from the Allied Maintenance Team, they dropped the box off last Friday. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
man.
what's David saying? Somebody needs to wear a turkey.
Glenn, that's Glenn Orr written all over it, man.
Yeah, we'll get Glenn on that there
for sure. That's definitely Glenn Orr.
Yeah,
we got to get one made that's got some TC Backer outfit on and stuff.
Yeah. What's up, Tom?
What's going on, Tom? How you doing, buddy?
Where you at, Tom? If you're in the area, stop on in.
Yeah,
man.
come on in here. We got to finish talking about these warranties. I want to see you in action, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got completely off on a tangent there about the 21 turkeys.
That's all right. Yeah.
The food drive, June 17th. That is going to be going on we'll be down at Union Lutheran at the well from 1 to 4. We'll have a tent set up that we'll be accepting donations, accepting food, any kind of monetary donations you guys can do between now and then and at the time. But we're gonna try to fill a box truck up, man. Let's try to fill this box truck up. So anyone that's local in the Dover area, if you guys want to participate, let us know. We'll stop by on June 17th and pick everything up.
Yeah.
If you're outside of the Dover area, East York, York Haven, Lancaster, anywhere outside of our immediate area, and you guys want to participate, please reach out, because myself or Vic or Ty or one of our guys will come out and pick stuff up, or you can drop it off at the shop. I mean, I don't really think that anyone's really out of our area. We travel all over the place for work, so I could always have someone swing by and pick a box up.
Right, and it's non-perishable. We're looking for hygiene, toothbrushes, toothpaste, razors, shaving cream, shampoo, size 5 diapers, peanut butter and jelly, canned fruit, canned vegetables, things of that nature there. I seen somebody had boxes of macaroni and cheese, non-perishable foods. I mean, and if you stocked up due to COVID and you're ready to clean out your cupboards, I mean, by all means, we'll take whatever you got, really. Like Chris said earlier, we're trying to fill up the 16-foot box truck, which would be totally awesome.
That would be so awesome, man.
Yeah.
I know all the feels that I get and all the times, and I always try to relate everything to that first Crispus Attucks building that we did, and that feeling that I got when I remember I looked up over top of that wall at one point, and there was like 1,000 people in the parking lot getting food, and just that
Yes.
that overjoyous feeling of doing
Yes.
good for people. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
So that feeling that you get, I'd imagine it's going to be similar when we roll up to there and see all those people hype when we open that
Absolutely.
door and it's just full of all that food and stuff.
for sure. No, and that was a great time too. I often forget about the Crispus Attic
Yeah, man. Yeah,
roof that we did up there.
That was the start of it all.
Yeah, we'll have to break out the archives and replay that sometime.
Yeah, man.
That when we went live up there, I got pictures of all of our guys.
That was the first time that we ever went live, too.
Yeah, I think so.
remember it.
Yeah.
I remember because I remember you started your video and you couldn't figure out if it was live or not. And you
Yeah.
were, I remember you just staring at the screen for a
Yeah,
little while.
I think I had a cigarette hanging out.
You had a
my mouth.
cigarette hanging out of your mouth and you're like, oh, I'm live.
Yeah, must be live. Okay, let's turn the camera around. Baker, what's up?
Yeah, that was a good time, man.
It
That was
was.
a really good time. Shout out to Charter Homes
Yes.
for getting us involved in that.
For
That was
sure.
kind of the icebreaker there for us.
Yeah.
It really got all that stuff going.
It
Because I
did.
know
Got the juices
when we
flowing.
left there that day, it was like, this is
Yeah.
for us, man.
Yeah,
This
and
is awesome.
and when Colin said that he didn't want to get paid for the day, then I think it really started to register to me. Not only was it affecting me,
Yeah.
but it affected everyone that was there as well, and
Right.
and the camaraderie and the fellowship that we got from participating in things like that is what I think motivated both of us
Right.
to want to do more for the community.
Right.
Just because it was that feel good, and it wasn't an ego and it wasn't a pride thing, but like you said, watching those people. No matter what was going on in my life at that point in time, mattered. It did not matter anymore.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like that trumped everything that was going on negative in my life because we were there doing.
It could always be worse, bro.
Yes.
You know, it could
Yes.
always be worse. And
For sure.
sometimes it takes one of those eye-opening experiences to really make you think.
Absolutely.
You know, it's really easy to get caught up in the negativity in your life
Uh-huh.
and let that kind of overtake you. But you see something like that where some people don't really know where they're going to get. I forget what Pastor Joel said the statistic is. I think she actually.
Yeah.
1 in 6 children do not know where their next meal is coming from, and that's
Right.
like their next meal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that happens 3 times a day for these people
Yeah.
sometimes.
Absolutely.
You know,
And
that's crazy.
15% of families in rural areas suffer from food insecurity. 15%.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need that.
Absolutely.
It's not like, I don't know how I'm gonna, replace this part on my motorcycle, or I don't know how I'm gonna get these new rims I want on my truck.
Yeah.
How am I gonna get this done? These people don't know where they're gonna get their meal.
I know, man.
Like that's crazy. So it could always be worse, man. And,
Yes.
and the feel goods that we get from that. So if anyone out there wants to participate, I highly recommend it. If you want to come down and help, any of that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
get your kids involved, any of that. I know I personally like to, try to use these opportunities as eye-opening experiences for my children.
Yeah, man.
Just because it's so humbling, and
It is.
for it to be humbling on my level with all the things that I've been through in my life.
Yeah.
I know, a preteen, young teenager, it's
Right.
definitely going to be an eye-opening
Absolutely.
experience for them. So,
Yeah, for sure.
anyone interested, please reach out to us. We got flyers and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get you where you need to go and,
Yeah.
and get you connected with Pastor Joel or whatever if you want to help out outside of the food drive too. I mean, these people are, this is year round.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they always need food down there at the pantry, the well. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The pantry's called the well. The address is 408 West Market Street, York, PA. They don't want you to just drop things off at the doorstep, and especially like, loaves of bread or half-ate chicken or anything like that. They want non-perishable. Make sure someone's there before you drop it off, because I've seen where people were dropping off like mattresses and couches and beds and all kinds of stuff, and it just
Yeah.
really just ends up in the trash.
Yeah, I remember Pastor Joel said that someone dropped off a bunch of bags of shrimp one time, and it just sat out there for a while. And by the time they get to it, I mean, obviously they appreciate the
Of course.
the thought and everything,
Right.
but sometimes until someone actually gets out there, it's spoiled, especially this time of year.
Exactly.
It's not going to be good. So.
No, not at all.
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this. I'm glad that we actually moved the date because I wasn't going to be able to participate.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to be in town.
For
So
sure.
I'm glad we'll have the whole TC Backer
Me too.
family down there.
Me too.
Accepting all those donations. So.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you want to shout out some of our guys for birthdays? I know we
We
got
can
some
do that.
birthdays coming up here soon.
We definitely have some.
Who we got here? We got Santiago. His birthday was on 5/1. Jana, 5/6. Enrique, 5/10. Cody Rogers, 5/17. Brandon Severs, 5/17. Perry Ware was on May 20th. Brian Collins was just on May 24th. Chris Mendez, his is in a couple days here on the 27th. And Vic,
Is on Monday.
Victorino behind the scenes here. His is next Monday.
Yeah. Ben Weaver.
Ben Weaver. When's your birthday, Ben Weaver? If you're in here,
think it's
comment,
today.
buddy. It's today?
Yeah, I think Ben
happy
Weaver's
birthday, Ben Weaver.
was either yesterday or today, and I didn't want to forget, to shout him out because he plays an important role.
Huge part in what
Yeah,
we do. He's
yes.
our insurance person.
He is.
Yeah,
For
so,
all of our insurances. So
You
big
can't.
shout out to Ben
you-
Weaver.
You can't do what we do without
Right.
insurance, man.
So if anyone out there is looking for, whether it be homeowners insurance, rental insurance, vehicle insurance, business insurance, Insurance Services United, Ben Weaver. You want to shout them out or wait?
Yeah, and I actually just saw here, Brittany. I don't know if you're watching right now, but Lauren actually shares a birthday with you,
Oh boy.
June 27th.
Damn.
It's gonna be a rough one for us, apparently.
Yeah.
Glenn Orr, June 6th. Tyler Richards, June 7th, and Lauren Homko, June 27th. We only
right.
got 3 June babies in the company.
I think Lauren's going to be, what, 21,
Something like that.
Yeah.
24.
22?
Yeah.
Maybe?
How old are you going to be, Lauren? 24 or 22? Something like that?
19,
Yeah.
20, something like that?
Nah, she's older than me, man.
I know. Well, I don't know that, but I know she's a little bit older.
June 22nd. We have a typo. It could be June 27th this year.
Yeah,
It's June 27th this year.
gotcha. 22nd.
Um,
I'll write that down. Just took a mental note. So yeah, today I just wanted to go over a little bit today. I went live earlier today, and I took a walk down memory lane, and I pulled up and I see my old van, which brought back a lot of memories. And I won't get into that tonight, but maybe some night I'll get on that kick, and it won't be the sugar coated version. And so I saw the van sitting there, and I saw our original gutter trailer. Okay, so not only is that the original gutter trailer, but it's got our original logo on it. Okay, with our original slogan that we still use today: "A job worth doing is worth doing right the first time." Okay, so where that came from, I didn't make that up. My dad's grandfather, so who would be my great grandfather, was a carpenter. Very good carpenter. Grew up on a farm. My dad actually was raised by his grandparents and great grandparents back in the Depression and all that. Went through all that, and they did what they had to do to make ends meet. So one of his famous slogans was "Kid." He would be talking to my dad, and he would say, like for instance, like something as simple as like when someone runs Tyvek paper upside down, my dad would ask him a question. Not that they had Tyvek, I can't remember what the incident was, but my dad would argue with him, well, you're never going to see it, we're going to cover it up with siding. And my great-grandfather's response to that would be, "A job worth doing is worth doing right." So over time, I added the first time to the end of it, just so to make my point, when sometimes I get upset and I see the trucks beat up, or I see the trucks messy, or I see a job that might not go the way that I think that it should go, and I get upset, it's because that's not just our name on that truck, but that's my dad's name, my grandfather's name, and my great-great-great-grandfather's name on there, Horace Cockshaw Backer, who's no longer with us today. Neither is my grandfather, my dad's dad. But they were all great carpenters. They weren't roofers, but they were, cabinet makers, furniture makers, home builders. They could build anything. They built
Right.
anything, and that's kind of the environment that I grew up in.
Yeah. They were Howie's.
Yes, they were Howie's. Howie's from that same generation.
Right.
So when we moved down here, we connected with Howie and Howie. I grew up watching Howie do things, and I've known Howie for 30 plus years. So a job worth doing is worth doing right the first time. The great words of Horace Cockshaw Backer.
Gotcha.
Yep, so that's where that came from.
Gotcha.
So I just thought I would elaborate a little more on that for those of you that didn't watch us go live earlier today. I was touching on that a little bit, but to see the original van there that used to haul that trailer
Right.
around, and there's a lot of memories there.
I bet, man.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'd like to get some of them off air sometime.
Yeah, a lot of memories. So anyhow, here we are today, many years later, and we are GAF Master Elite.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's crazy.
You
That's
know,
crazy, man.
after seeing
it's
the
a lot
van-
to live up to, man.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's a lot to live up to
Right.
because it takes a lot to get there. It's
Oh.
not like you can go online and pay a $50 fee to GAF, you know, line their pockets a little, and they
No.
give you this ticket that gives you status
Right.
on their website or anything like that.
Exactly.
It's not like that whatsoever. You know, we have to do so many warranties a year, so many what I call them warranties, but so many like gold or silver pledge roofs
Yes.
that at any point in time GAF and inspector can come out and inspect them. It could be a year
Yes.
from now.
Yes.
You know, they're going to go out and just lift shingles and
Right.
make sure we did it right.
Absolutely.
So you have to do a certain number of them in a year, and if you don't get, you know, for a while there, I know that we were trying to do it, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't get them on the first calendar year, you kind of have to start over.
yes.
Brad
Yes.
Whitlock's on here.
Is Brad on
Yes,
there?
we're getting ready to talk all kinds of juicy stuff for you, bro.
He
So make
did.
sure you hang out. Stay
Called
on
it at the
here.
right time. You should actually be on the show because you could probably explain this a lot better than we
I know,
could.
right? Nah, we got this. We're master elites.
Yeah, we're Master Elites. so Brad, we installed a really nice roof today up in Dillsburg. So
It was a gold, right?
yeah, gold pledge. Tom was awarded that job, and we'll have the team out there again tomorrow installing 6-inch gutters. But we used 5 components on that roof. So we used the Felt Buster synthetic felt. We used the Weather Watch, actual GAF Weather Watch, 24 inches inside the warm wall. We used starter strip the whole way around the perimeter. We used the Cobra rolled ridge vent, and we used the seal ridge caps, along with the HDZ Weatherwood shingles. Beautiful
Yeah.
house.
Dude, it is a nice house. It's one of those, you know, really architectural, cut up, all
Yes.
kinds of hips and, you know, different bump outs. And
Yes.
it was a really, really nice roof.
Yeah.
And when he posted those pictures of those shingles going up, man, that thing's going to look hot.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely
For sure.
with the 6-inch gutters. I'm not exactly sure how well it carried the water away from the house, having 5-inch gutters on such a large
Right.
surface of water coming off of it. But whatever issues they had, we're definitely going to correct it with obviously the new roof and with the new gutter system that we're installing tomorrow. But that was a good roof that we should have actually probably had the drone out there
Yeah.
and did a time lapse. Just because it was such a nice job and big job, and I'm really proud of the guys and the time
Absolutely,
that they did it in. There was no mess. I went out and inspected the job, and you know, tearing a roof off it creates a mess.
It's impossible not to.
Right.
You know, it's impossible not to.
Right. So I got out there right when they were finishing up, and they had the tarps pulled up. We had this whole entire house draped with tarps, from the soffit down over the hedges, the landscaping, because they had nice landscaping. They had a pool out in the backyard. They had a composite deck
Right.
out back.
Yeah, last thing you want to be doing too is fishing, you know, pieces of felt paper out of a swimming pool and stuff. man.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be doing that.
No.
That's no good.
No, not at all. So we did a golden pledge warranty with those people there. That is actually transferable once. That, you know, if they go to sell their house in, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years from now, that it'll be transferred once to the new homeowner. So
Right.
that's a good thing. And then with the gold pledge, that actually covers our workmanship and everything up to 25 years. Not just our workmanship, but the manufacturer's warranty. It'll cover the debris removal. It'll cover the materials. It'll cover the labor. So
Yeah.
that's what's so special about the gold pledge.
Yes, yeah, and let me just touch on that real quick for anyone out there that doesn't understand what exactly that means. So basically what GAF is saying, kind of like with Google Guarantee,
Right.
They kind of go hand in hand on this. you know, what these companies are saying when you're Google guaranteed or you're Master Elite and you do a gold pledge, they're basically putting their money on the line saying, look, I know these guys, I know the work they do.
Right.
I'm guaranteeing you with my money that if they mess this up, I got you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know, let's just say, you know, 10 years from now, TC Backer Construction or, you know, blew up or something and no longer here, headed for the hills.
Right. Yeah.
They still have us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's what that means. And to have a company the size of GAF and, you know, the size of Google and you know, those big entities saying like, I got them. We trust them. You know what I mean? That's huge.
Yeah,
that's really huge. And there's not a lot. It's what, 1%? 2%? 2% of the contractors, the roofing contractors in
North America
are
eligible
for that, right?
Yeah, Master Elite status.
That's not very many. That's a small handful.
Not at all. Not at all. And so there's a good, better, best warranty. You know, the is everything okay?
Brian can't get through.
Oh, he can't turn around and go the other way. Okay.
If it's my truck, no, okay.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption. We have our coworkers are actually getting back from work.
Yeah.
Out there, I think my truck's in the middle of the road back there. What's Chuck saying? Don't say that. I won't be retired.
Head for the hills in 10 years.
Oh, head for the hills in 10 years.
That
Gotcha.
was not real, Chuck.
Yeah.
I'm knock on the wood. On the wood
that
on
was
that.
not real. So the good, better, best. You got the Systems Plus, you got the Silver Pledge, and you got the Gold Pledge. So the Systems Plus is the lifetime warranty on the accessories for lifetime. On the upfront coverages for 50 years. The coverings roofing system is covered. The cost of installation labor included is lifetime. The misapplication of GAF shingles and accessories is not covered. You know, so basically the workmanship isn't covered, the disposable cost isn't covered. So with that warranty, there's only 3 of the components, the accessories that need to be used. Okay,
Right.
so you could use the felt paper, the starters,
shingles or something like that,
and the rolled ridge vent.
Right.
Shingles aren't included.
Oh, 'cause
that's
shingles are not
actually would be a
included in that.
4th component.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you got that, which is a good. You still get the 50-year upfront warranty, the lifetime warranty with that. Okay. So then you have the Silver Pledge, which covers a little bit more, which will actually cover the 10-year coverage provided and backed by GAF for the workmanship on that one. So it basically covers everything but the same thing as the Gold Pledge, minus that the workmanship is covered for only 10 years, and on the Gold Pledge, it's covered between, I think, 25 years coverage on that.
Yeah.
So that's basically the difference. That's why, like, if somebody would want a lifetime roof, but they don't want to spend $8,000, but they only have $6,500, they could still get the lifetime warranty if we gave them the Systems Plus warranty.
Right.
Right, which is still a great warranty.
Right, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
all of GAF's warranties are good warranties. Me personally, if I'm going to roof my house, I want a Gold Pledge.
Right.
Just because that's nice to bring that certificate to the settlement table.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and say, hey,
And
this
all
thing
of
is
those
covered. You don't have to
warranties
worry
are
about
transferable.
this. Right.
Yeah.
The biggest expense that you're going to have basically on your house. You know,
Right.
anyone that's bought in a house recently. You know, that's one of the things that you look at. How's the roof?
Yeah.
How's the HVAC system?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like those are the 2 things. If something's
two
going to
major
break,
costs.
those are the things that are going to really break
Absolutely.
you financially.
Right.
So,
and I like what you said earlier. If we would happen to retire or go
Right.
out of business for whatever reason, okay, in 10 years, you still have an extra 15 years if you went with the Gold Pledge warranty through JAF on workmanship and the manufacturer
right.
warranty.
And what would probably end up happening, I don't know this because we've never been in this situation, but they probably would just get another Master Elite contractor to go out and
I would
do
imagine
repairs
so.
on something
I
like
would
that.
imagine so.
So it's not like you just here's some money,
Yeah.
figure it out. You know what I
Right.
mean? They take care of you. So
Exactly.
one thing that I've known through the business that we've done with them and my personal relationships and things that I've had to deal with on the service end of things, GAF stands by their product.
Absolutely.
That's why we like them so much.
Yes.
They stand behind their product 100%. I know Brad Whitlock is he's our area guy,
Yep.
and he's very, very passionate about this stuff.
Oh my
So,
gosh, yes. And he
in good
wasn't.
hands.
He was a tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
to get to be able to become a master elite wasn't the easiest thing. There was training that we had to go through. There was certain criterias that we had to meet. There were certain financial criterias we had to meet. We got to be an A plus, have an A plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. We have to be caught up financially with our distributors. I mean, there's all kinds of things that go into consideration when they
Right.
choose you to be. Plus, there's hoops that you got to jump through. You got to sell so many warranties, and each year they set a standard for us. You know, that we have to meet or exceed in order to keep our Master Elite status. And then inside of that, there's actually different levels now that they're coming out with that kind of add value in case there is another Master Elite in your area. You know what I mean? So there's like the President's Club and some other things that we can get involved with if we do so many warranties or so many gold pledge warranties, so many silver pledge warranties, and so many System Plus warranties. So, you know, that's something to look forward to, and also gives us a goal to shoot for to be able to
Right.
become one of the only, maybe one of the only members to be in the President's Club.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, it gives us something to strive for.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
I know we work better under pressure, so.
Absolutely, for sure.
You know,
For
set
sure.
some unrealistic goals and
Yeah,
crush them.
absolutely. Every year we do.
Right, Vic? Unrealistic goals. Let's set them and
Yeah.
crush them, bro. That's how we operate.
Brad, you definitely have a great personality.
Heck
You, have,
yeah.
you probably have a better personality than I do.
Yeah, and we owe you one, Brad. You
Yeah.
got to get back on here because last time you came on was by far the most chaotic show that we had. We had the power go out. We were the only building on this block that had power because we had to rush and get this giant diesel generator in here
Yeah.
and run our entire studio off a generator. So there was probably a 5-minute mark that Brad had no idea what was going on because it was just pitch black in
Right.
this room.
Right.
And he's just sitting there talking.
Well, not only that, I don't think Brad could see us at all because the way that we had him, we didn't even have him zoomed in. I think we just airdropped him. So,
Yeah, something like that.
so he
Yeah.
couldn't even see us. So since then, Brad, I know it wasn't that long ago. I think we kind of got our shit together a little bit better.
Yes.
Not totally together, but a little bit better where we could actually zoom you in and have a camera on us so you can actually see us to talk to us. So honestly, he did such a great job basically being in the dark the entire time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it didn't really matter to him if the power went out or not because he still couldn't see us anyhow.
Right. Yeah. So we owe him one. We got to get him down here. Hopefully we can actually get him live on set.
Yeah.
So he can bring his goodies out of his trunk because he's always got
Absolutely.
some cool briefcases full of stuff. I know. Last time he was here, he brought this one, which is a really cool. It's a really cool. I'll call it like a binder of all the different systems. It goes
Yeah.
system by system here to kind of show you what everything is used
Do it.
from the bottom. So basically, you start with your decking here. You can get this out. You start with the plywood here. This is what your subsurface is on your roof. This
That's
sits on top
gold
of your
right now.
trusses. What's that?
That's gold right
I know,
now.
right? This is probably $500 right
Yeah,
here.
that's pine gold right there, man.
Yeah, highest bidder. We should probably put an auction up, man.
Yeah.
Someone will pay high dollar for this because this is nice.
It is a nice piece. It's probably the straightest piece of lumber I've seen for a minute. Damn, Brad, where'd you get that stuff at? You got any more? But yeah,
I know he's got some briefcases.
Right.
So that goes down, and then Ty talked about with the system we just put on today. You have your what's going on here? Your ice and water here.
Yeah, that's a different kind. That's like a higher end ice and water that you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this.
Right
Here it
there,
is.
yeah.
This was throwing me off because I thought it was synthetic.
Uh-huh.
So you on 24 inches inside your warm wall and up in your valleys and everything, you're going to run this ice and water shield. And the benefit for this and why you have this is because those are the most common areas that you're going to get ice damming and back up moisture up underneath the shingles and stuff. So why this is beneficial is it has this backing, this sticky backing on it. And I know you touched on this a little bit last week.
That's okay.
But for anyone that wasn't on, when you drive a nail through this sticky stuff on the back here, it heats up and cools down with the temperatures outside. So this will actually seal around the nail again. So this is a really good product to have. They call code 24 inches inside the warm wall, which basically is inside your living wall. So inside your living space, you should have this 24 inches up.
Absolutely.
And then they're going to follow that up with this Felt Buster synthetic felt.
Yeah.
And that's going to go everywhere else that this Ice and Water Shield is not. And then there is some other added, like Ty was talking about, there's some other added stuff that you can throw on that GAF offers.
For deck protection.
Right. If you want to go a little bit more, sometimes if you really want to get into the nitty gritty, sometimes you have some dormer roofs that are up there that are a little lower slope. So in those areas, anything under, I think, a 3-pitch or a 4-pitch, you're going to want to run full Ice and Water Shield on them.
On the entire surface.
Just to when you don't have water running down with gravity, roof, how they work out the best is because they work well with gravity. I mean, gravity pulls that water down over top of them. You don't want standing water sitting on your shingles because it's going to work its way up in there.
Absolutely, especially when it gets cold out, the ice and fall and all that,
correct.
and
So,
ice damage.
I know Ty did the tear test. So this synthetic felt, I mean, this is the regular tar paper. I think this is probably like the 15-pound or something like that.
Yeah, it might actually be 30-pound.
Yeah, but it's literally paper.
Yeah.
When you get this stuff wet, it tears a lot easier than that, and that was pretty easy.
And
to
like
tear.
you said, it's just asphalt saturated paper, really, and basically can tear real easy. Your nails or staples do not seal around it like it would ice and water.
Yeah. So then, what they're going to do is you'll see them run at the bottoms what they call starter strip. We always talk about this stuff. This runs at the bottoms and all around the perimeters, and what that does is when you look up on your roof and you see that overhang of the shingle, this is what you're seeing. You're seeing the bottom edge of this starter strip, and why they do that is, number one, it has this nice tar strip on there, which seals your shingles down and just creates a nice barrier between your deck and your shingles, because you don't really want to put your shingles, you don't want to start them out on that course.
No.
Right down there. So you start with your starter strip.
So with that, that'll give you the unlimited win rating as well. So that's why we want to run the starters.
Yeah.
Because what happens is it'll glue to the bottom.
Right. It keeps your shingles from blowing up.
Exactly.
Right.
It'll give you 2 layers of shingles opposed to just one.
Exactly. And one of the added benefits of that is, so anyone that isn't familiar with how a shingle is installed, you only have the nailing strip. You can't nail down the sides of a shingle. So when you're running up the side of a rake edge, what we call, which is the side of your roof there, you can nail this all the way up through. You know what I mean? So now you're attaching this to your subsurface with a lot of nails up it.
Yep.
You can put whatever, you know what I mean? You don't have to follow stay in this area type thing. You nail this down, get it close to the edge, and then this tack strip is going to stick to all these shingles and create that bond.
Yeah, man.
So otherwise, if you don't run this, you only have a nail. I mean, you can only put a nail every, 5-6 inches, something like that, on your shingles.
Right.
And then you're susceptible to get that wind up in between them shingles, which can then turn it off.
Yep.
And anyone, I mean, as well as I do, if you have a shingle that's starting to flap, that's the beginning, man. It's kind of like a sticker. Once you get that corner that starts coming up, or anyone that can relate out there, your phone. When you have a phone protector, a screen protector on, you get that one air bubble in the corner that starts, you might as well get a new one, man.
That's right.
That sucker's coming off soon. So after that, man, they start running these shingles, and this is a sample of a weathered wood architectural HDZ. It's got the big nailing strip on it, 1.5 inches that they went from. It was 3/8 of an inch, I believe, before.
Probably not even.
Yeah, like the size of my finger, basically, and now it's 1.5 inches. So they're guaranteeing that as long as you put 5 nails inside this area, we usually rock with 6.
Right.
But 5 nails inside this area, man,
4.
it's good.
4 is what they call for. That's actually 2 inches there. And the beautiful thing about this shingle is and you can see how it's sealed on there. Okay. I should have grabbed an actual full shingle to show everybody a little bit better, but I can't even pull this paper off this here. But the way that this shingle is designed now, it's mechanically fastened, the layers on there, that makes it a 3-dimensional shingle. With this having the micro granules on this area here, you can see I can't even peel that up.
Yeah.
So then when this glues to this surface right here, that's the other thing that allows us to have an unlimited win rating.
Right.
And when you're nailing it in this strike zone here, you are also penetrating the nail or the shingle below it.
Correct.
As well.
Yeah,
So there's
the
multiple.
top of the nailing strip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's multiple things happening here between. I think they call it the oh crap, I can't think of it. The elliptical or I can't. I don't even want to try to say it. But there's a bonding that happens between the top shingle and the lower shingle on there, and it is amazing. We installed that roof today. One of the first things I did when I got there and got out of my truck, I went up to see if the shingles started to seal yet. They were definitely, it was what, 89?
It was like 91 degrees when I
Yeah,
got back.
89, 91 degrees today, and they started to install the shingles yesterday. So I know for a fact within 90 minutes that roof was already starting to seal. Like today it was all but, I don't want to say it was 100% sealed, but I would have damaged the shingle to try to get it apart.
Right.
And it's only been 12 hours.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show that new micro granule surface right here, and with man, I almost said it. I could almost say the type of bond that it is, and I'm sure if Brad's still listening,
Brad,
he
help us
probably-
out here, buddy.
He probably says it 15 times a day.
Right.
But yeah, it's an amazing shingle. We love the shingle. The GAF, between their products, between the training, between the education, between the portal and the care that they provide us. I mean, there's so many things, man. It's almost overwhelming, the information that they have for us. To be able to learn, to provide warranties for a customer. They back our warranties, and like Chris had mentioned earlier, we don't know if they're going to come out and inspect
Right.
our roofs. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I mean that alone has to give a homeowner some sense of comfort that
Right.
it's not just us, it's GAF is backing us.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you get all the shingles installed there, you're going to go up to the top here, and I'm actually going to do these separate. I'm going to do this side first because I feel like this needs to go on first.
Right on.
This is what they call the Cobra attic ventilation, man. This cool little mesh stuff right here is designed to catch snow. So when this stuff comes in, it allows airflow, catches the snow through these vents. This bends over top of your ridge here, and this still allows airflow to go through.
Right.
If this wasn't here,
This is actually two different.
this one's the Cobra. This is the
But the
plastic.
Snow Country actually
Right.
does come with a mesh. That unfortunately
Correct.
that piece doesn't have it.
Yeah, and it's not even as thick as this. It's
Right.
a little thinner than this.
Yep.
This is the rolled stuff. This comes in like a 50 or 100-foot roll.
Yep.
And then this has like it's not like a paper mache, but it's a real thin,
Yeah.
thin fibrous
I call it a
material that
mesh.
goes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Some kind of mesh.
It gets stuck on stuff.
Yeah, it allows, it keeps pest, bugs, rodents, and snow from
Right.
going in there.
But this is really pliable. It's not going to break or anything like that. This goes over top of your ridge, so whether you have a low slope or you have a really steep slope, this is going to fit good.
Right.
Layer lock at Common Bond. That's what
Layer
it's
lock,
called.
common bond.
Monolithical.
Yeah, monolithical. That's
Yeah.
it. Sorry, brother. Thank you so much. I thank you, Vic. Yes, monolithical. Thank you. But I mean, it's impressive. Like there is a science behind it.
Right.
They use the 5-cent words and all. I mean, just to prove that. I mean, if you watch the videos and listen, unfortunately, and the thing that scares me about this shingle, seriously, like a lot of the work that we do, 50% of storm damage, it has to do with wind.
Yeah.
Okay, so with them coming out with such a great shingle, and I hate to say this, what's going to happen to the storm industry, especially in our area? If we're running around and we install, let's say we start doing, 300 of these a year. Mm-hmm. Okay, 300 times 10 years. That's what, 3,000? You know what I mean? That we could potentially, that's a lot of roofs that have a lifetime roof system put on it, and it would have to take 160 plus mile an hour winds to blow.
Yeah.
those
You're definitely
shingles
going to cut off
That's
on
Cat
the wind
5.
damage.
That's Cat 5.
Right. Yeah. We don't see that very often. Though.
No.
People freak out at 70.
Yeah, right, right.
So,
We had a storm go through Delaware. Was it last year? Where the shingles weren't even blowing off. The OSB was popping off the house. Garage doors were sucking out. Gable ends were popping out. But the sheets, the shingles were still attached to the sheets of OSB that
yeah, it's
sucked off.
completely sealed too at that.
Yeah,
Kudos to
completely
you, Brad.
sealed. So, it's one of those things. It's like you could make a tire that would last a lifetime, but if they made tires that lasted a lifetime, they would go out of business.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I almost feel like they're making a shingle system, a roofing system that's going to last a lifetime. I mean, it's no joke. We've watched it with our own eyes under, Cat 5, Cat 4 catastrophic storms that came up through the Delmarva, where it was literally sucking garage doors out, gable ends. I mean, entire gable ends were falling, like sucked out. Insulation was being sucked out. OSB was coming off the house with the frickin' shingles. Shingles were still intact. That was probably what saved most of the roofs down there, was because of that monolithical bond with the shingles. Probably
Right.
held the OSB together.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I know.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
For real.
But I mean, who knows? I mean, what it's going to end up coming down to is we just won't have any storm work as far as like wind damage.
Right.
We'll have to rely on hail.
Right. We'll have to move south.
Yeah, we'll have to move south.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
Like, literally, thanks, man. We plan on moving to Florida soon. We're going into the Carolinas next, so
Yes.
just warning you.
Yes. I was scoping down there last week.
Yeah.
Man. There's some stuff going on
Right
down
on.
there. They're
Oh,
building.
yeah.
They're building.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's a DR Horton and a Lennar community right next to each other,
Nice.
right in Myrtle Beach.
Imagine that.
Yeah, man. Just plant that little seed there,
Right.
just so you know.
Right.
And the cost of living's a lot cheaper too.
Our
So,
buddy Jerry Brightbill moved down there. He's also a realtor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. John
All right,
Flash
so-
House getting ready to move down there.
Who knows? Maybe episode 87 is going to be from Myrtle Beach.
Right.
So get back on track here. We got this is the vent, and this gets
With no
nailed
nails.
with
Brad just said GAF tested 155 mile an hour winds with no nails. That's your monolithical bond.
it's crazy, man.
Someone needs to look up the word monolithical and post that on there. What the hell does that actually mean? Monolithical bond. It sounds pretty cool. I've watched the
don't know.
video. I saw how it seals together. It is so impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's at some point in time, it's going to knock the future generation. There's going to be less roofers in the area. The more of these we put on,
Yeah.
there's going to be a less
Right.
demand for
And
roofers. in the area.
correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, but wasn't the old? Because I see up there in a couple comments up, you say the bond seals in 2.5 hours at 40 plus degrees. So as long as it's
Yes.
40 degrees or higher for 2.5 consecutive hours, probably less than that 2 hours if you're talking 70, 80 degrees. It'll bond, but I know it used to be something like 70, like 60 or 70 or something like that for like 3 consecutive days or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, just look at that difference, man. I don't know
Yeah.
what that percentage is, but like that's a crazy amount of
is.
difference.
Right.
You know, like you said, there's a possibility that while you're doing a roof, the shingles at the bottom of the roof are sealed before you get to the top.
Yeah.
Like, and that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's
I know
no
when
joke.
when we first started doing, when Ryan Holmes, not Ryan Holmes, when Lennar first started rolling out these HDZs and we first started seeing them,
Mm-hmm.
I actually was getting complaints from my service guys on how hard it was to install pipe boots now.
Yeah.
Because they're just damaging shingles. You know, they're normally when you go up there, it's probably a week after we put the roof on.
Yeah.
We can usually go up and pry the shingles up with our hands. We
Right.
don't really have to do anything. Sometimes they're a little tacky.
Right.
But we were able to pry them up with our hands, get our cuts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's no more, man. Those guys are up there with pry bars,
Yeah.
you know, actually digging at these shingles. And a lot of times we got to replace shingles
Yeah.
around the pipe boot just
Yeah.
because, I mean,
I
it just
can't
is
even
what it is.
imagine.
Yeah, it's a
I
pain in the
can't-
butt.
I bet it is.
But that's good.
It
You know,
is
it's
good.
a good product.
It is a good product. I can't say enough about it. They make a good product. I'm glad to be a part of the team. I'm glad to be a part of the family. And just goes to show you, Brad is, watching tonight. You know what I'm saying? So look at that support. It's not like we don't know who Brad is, and it's not like we can't get a hold of Brad when we need Brad, when we have a question for him or a problem that we ran into, or marketing stuff, or how about the cool stuff that he got us for the home show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I called him up 3 or 4 or maybe a week before the home show. I'm like, dude, do you have any ideas of things that that we could set around or give away? Dude was on it. Was like overnighting us stuff. We had bags, we had literature, we had pens, we had, I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
He had hand sanitizer.
Yeah, remember that really cool display that he brought that had that one right over there.
Which
It
one?
had the digital screen on it that
Yeah.
you could push, and it was talking about the
I'm gonna
HDZ
bring the whole
shingles.
thing up here, just because. But yeah, this thing's cool.
Yeah. So that thing
What is that?
actually.
Little slide thing here.
Oh, we probably got to charge it. It's probably dead.
But anyhow,
It did get a lot of use at the home show. There was a lot of people pushing, turning
there
it.
it
Oh, there
is.
it goes.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just a little. This was attached to a display
Was.
of the shingles. And this basically just has a video on it that kind of explains the GAF shingles,
Right.
the HDZ, and the lifetime roof system. So, I mean, just little stuff like this,
Yeah.
man, you know, sets us apart and helps
Absolutely.
us look better with our customers and,
Right.
and be able to present the product better to them.
Absolutely.
Which is what it's about.
It
the
helps
education, man.
educate us,
Right.
yes, and helps educate them. So that's the important thing, you know. And everywhere you look, they show how the system goes together.
Right.
On everything, on every bit of literature, all of the videos that are in our training. I mean, there's just so much. If you don't know how to install a GAF roof, you know, working here at TC Backer Construction, there's something wrong.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because every day, there isn't a day that doesn't go by that we're not talking about intake and exhaust and 2 feet inside the warm wall, starter strips the whole way around the perimeter of the roof. Shingles can't hang over the edge no more than 3/4 of an inch, somewhere between 1/4 and 3/4 of an inch. I mean, there's all of these things, and we have such a great training process because of GAF shingles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Tom's been here 4 months. 4 months. I'm not even going to speak about his numbers. But the training, I don't want to say it was easy, but I had the tools to give him, to train him. And when he had questions, I was educated enough to be able to help teach him
Yeah.
on what, you know, what the whole roofing system's about. I mean,
Right.
it was the first thing that we broke him in on. There's some other things that we're working on with like CertainTeed siding and, you know, how gutters work and how they flow and things like that. But the roofing was probably one of the easier things for me to show him because of the literature, the tools, the Bible. Zach had mentioned that was your Bible, and it's funny that he had mentioned that because
That's the
GAF
Bible.
does have a Bible.
Yes.
What we call the Bible, which is the Field Pro Guide, which is actually a test. There's answers and questions. Actually, the answers aren't in here, but the questions, there's questions in here. And we have to go online, go into
Yeah.
the GAF portal, and
There's
take
like 46
some questions.
or 50 questions or something like that on it.
Right.
There's like 5 at the end of each chapter.
Right.
Actually, it's probably like 60 because I want to say there's like 12 chapters.
There's a
in it.
good many.
Yeah.
There's a good many, but this is one of our things. As soon as we hire someone, whether if they're, you know, and we're going to start implementing this, and we're trying to get things that we want to start doing is as soon as somebody's hired with us, we want them to sit down and take this test along with a couple other tests that we have that they could take just so we're certified. They're certified. We're certified. We want to make sure they have the right education, whether it be, you know, the GF Energy, the GAF Field Pro Field Guide, all of those tools that they give us. And we're not just roofers now. We're certified roofers. We're certified GAF Energy. I mean, that just makes you feel good saying that.
Right.
You know, we're not just dumb roofers anymore. I mean, there's a purpose to it. There's a science to it. The monolithical bond.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I can say that on
This is the meaning up there.
the meeting. Oh, the meaning of it.
Let me pull it up for you.
Pull it up for me here.
It
Monolithical.
says having a massive, unchanging structure that does not permit individual variation. Basically, it's not going to move. The monolithical bond, it's not moving.
There you go.
So
Right on.
there you have it, man.
And it does,
There you have
and
it.
see, and that's because of the monolithical bond. I'm gonna
You
really
love that word,
I'm gonna
right?
really cut it up here in a minute. There's no uplift on the shingle. It does away with the uplift, which then again gives you the, you know, the unlimited wind rating along
Yeah.
with the starter strips, the other components that go along with it. And when you get the Golden Pledge, you have 5 layers of GAF products on your home now.
Right.
5 layers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to be certified. I mean, anyone could go up there, and anyone can install these things. Okay, any roofing contractor can actually install it, but to be able to get the Gold Pledge warranty, you have to be Master Elite.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to have a master elite contractor installing it.
Absolutely. You know, and that's the impressive part of it. You know, they don't want just guys out there going out there and installing all these expensive products, but installing them the wrong way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we were trained, we were certified, and extensively trained, you know, at that. I mean, this wasn't an easy task, and, you know, it was definitely one of those things that I appreciate. I appreciate it more because we had to work so hard for it.
Right.
It was not given to us.
Yeah.
You know, and I have...
And it can be taken away.
Absolutely.
Like we're not just grandfathered in now. We're okay. We're good. We're
Yes.
master elites forever.
Right.
You know, if we're not doing our thing, if we're not installing these things right, if we're not selling enough warranties,
Right.
we lose our Better Business Bureau rating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any of those things happen,
Right.
we will not be Master Elites anymore.
Right.
So,
Let's talk about those roof boots there a little bit too. That we even go as far as putting a lifetime roof boot on.
yeah. So what this is? These are they're endorsed by GAF. This is not actually a GAF product, but this is endorsed by GAF, just like GAF endorses us.
Yes.
This is endorsed by GAF. Basically, they're saying like, look, we trust this. These things are awesome. And the cool thing about this is very similar. I think this same company makes that sleeve, don't they? They make the sleeve that goes over top of the old
Yeah,
pipe boots.
they do.
Yep,
For sure.
Okay, so these pipe boots are awesome, man. Super flexible. I know anyone that's in the industry can relate. You get those metal chintzy. You just have that little small neoprene ring around the pipe boot. They're
Yes.
$5-10 at
Right.
the hardware store.
Right.
Number one, they're extremely hard to install without bending them all up and then making your shingles lift around them. You have to work them things in there.
Yes.
And sometimes they don't work on some of the slopes. If you get a really steep pitch,
Right.
if you think about it, if you have a rubber gasket, they're usually meant to perform one way and face one direction. So if you have to extend that rubber gasket and you put stress on that thing over time, sun, hot,
Yes.
cold, hot, cold, hot,
Right.
cold, wet, warm, or wet,
Right.
dry, wet,
Yeah,
dry.
yeah.
It eventually is going to dry rot.
Yes.
And you guys can't see a picture, but I mean,
Yes.
this is classic. When
It
we
is.
go up on a roof,
Yes.
this is classic 10, 15 year pipe boot right here. You know?
Three to four. At
Yeah,
times.
sometimes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's one of those, chintzy.
It becomes a maintenance issue. Now,
Right.
I want to point out there's only two products that GAF doesn't make. One's a roof boot and the other one is drip edge. Why that is, I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't see a market for it. But like you said, they endorse this roof boot. The roof boot too isn't designed to fit just any pipe. You got to know what size your pipes are.
Correct.
In order to order the correct roof boot for that pipe. So, and why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of roof boots have different sizes. I call them a 3-to-1.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it goes from 1.5 to 3 inches.
Right, so you can rip a piece out of it. So there you are. You're already affecting the integrity because you've basically ripped out the insert, and a lot of times ripped out the wrong one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you're putting stress on that rubber area, and like you said, and it's two pieces. So you're attaching they've attached a piece of rubber to a piece of PVC vinyl. Mm-hmm. Okay, so at that seal wears and tears. From thermal movement, like you said, hot and cold, the thermal movement and just the rain. It's on your roof. Christ, it's at least 20 degrees warmer, if not more, on your roof in the summertime. It's colder up there. There's ice and snow around it, so expansion and contraction and all those things. So it comes apart. So some of them come with an aluminum base on it with like an EPDM rubber seal on it that eventually breaks away from the vinyl or the aluminum base that comes with it. But this thing, those lifetime boots, they're no joke, man.
Yeah, the difference is you said it. So you go from what I would consider a rubber or a neoprene or something like that.
Yeah.
This is a PVC based product. This the sleeve that goes around your pipe is a PVC based product. So PVC is a lot longer lasting. It's a lot more durable to the temperatures, to the thermal. The wet, dry over and over again.
Yep.
And it's also made out of 24 gauge galvanized sheet metal at the bottom. So it's not aluminum. It is a 24 inch galvanized. So
yes.
I mean that right there that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean I know you know what I mean when I say those chintzy aluminum thin.
Yes.
You always seem to bend a corner up, and then once you get it set in place, you're like, crap,
They
now my
never
shingle's
work
sticking up.
for the roof pitch, like you said, and then it's open. It stays open because it doesn't seal around the pipe anymore.
Yeah,
because
you have
it's on
that
the
little
roof.
crack in between the boot and the pipe that a lot of times, a roofer will make a mistake and caulk that.
Yes.
And that's always a no-no because number one, the caulk isn't going to last. It's going to work its way down in there in between the seal and just create a leak itself.
Yes.
As soon as that caulk wears, you're going to have a leak. So
absolutely.
I would say in our industry, or at least at TC Backer, when we answer service calls, I would say pipe boots are probably 90 to 95% of
Yeah.
the
culprit.
calls that we get.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Or ridge vent.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially the old school aluminum
Yes.
ridge vent. That's
Yep.
kind of a
They blow
contractor
off.
grade. Yeah.
Yep. Someone uses the wrong size nails
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I want to touch on with this, this isn't installed with a typical roofing nail.
Right.
We use a 3-inch galvanized nail on this. A 3-inch galvanized roofing nail because you really want to get this through. You don't want to squish this down. So, we're usually using 1.25 inch coil nails.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 1.25 inch.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
have much meat on the nail left after you nail through this. So
Right.
they offer a nailing line on here that shows you where you got to nail. And you want to use a bigger nail so you're not, damaging the integrity of this. You don't want to be compressing it down,
Yeah.
blowing nails through this.
Right.
So you want to install this with a 3-inch galvanized nail. I mean, I'm not positive. Brad, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if that's the minimum requirement. That's just what we use.
Yeah, 3-inch.
That's just what we use because we know it works.
You,
We'll hit.
you have to use a 3-inch nail.
Yeah, we'll hit on that. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
you
know
gotta
if
have
that's minimum.
3/4 of
If,
it. You got to have 3/4 of it protruding through the 7/16
right,
LSB sheeting.
right, correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then just to finish off the roofing system, you end
Yeah.
with a cap shingle. This is a GAF cap shingle, not a cut 3-tab.
No.
You can notice the difference because these almost kind of look like the eyelets on the 3-tabs, kind of the way that they can go together.
Yeah.
But these are wider face, so they sit really nice. They do enough coverage down each side of the ridge,
Right.
So you can get nice coverage. But that's your system, man.
Yeah.
You put all that stuff together, and you got a nice roof.
And the difference between a cap shingle and a 3-tab shingle, a lot of people will use 3-tab shingles. On a 3-tab shingle, if you see this continuous blue strip here, a 3-tab shingle won't have that.
No, it has
Yeah,
pieces.
it'll have little dabs or little areas of glue. Well, this has a continuous bead of glue on it. So, I mean, that alone is another reason why you can get an unlimited win rating, is because of installing the right product for that system.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't beat that.
No.
It looks like a shingle, and it is. It's a cap shingle.
Right.
But the next one sits on top of this.
Yeah, and this
that's
is even bigger than a 3-tab.
a little bit.
You know what I mean? It's a little bit wider and a little bit taller. It looks
Right.
like than an actual.
And a
3-tab.
lot of guys go with the 3-tabs because you can get, anywhere from, 25 to 30 feet to try to save cost and cut corners. So you're going to get, 25 to 30 feet linear foot of cap shingles out of a bundle of 3-tab shingles. Now, these here I've ran into where, you can get anywhere from 22 feet to 25 feet. Just because they're not as long as a 3-tab shingle, so you get less footage out of it. But why not buy an extra bundle of cap shingles? I mean, really, in the long run, with the blow offs that you're going to probably experience, you're just better off buying an extra bundle of Seal Ridge cap shingles.
Right. Yeah, that's your lifetime roof system in a nutshell. I mean, we just showed you all the components, all the parts, in chronological order of how they're
Right.
going to go on. And then obviously, you don't run from end to end on ridge vent usually. There's an equation that you have to do for airspace in your attic and airflow to figure out exactly how much ridge vent you need.
Yeah.
But anywhere that this ridge vent is not installed, this just goes right down over top of your ridge. So that'll actually sit down right over top of your ridge and get
Yeah.
nailed down. Or any hips or any of that kind of stuff
Right.
is where they go.
Yes,
So,
for sure. And there's another kind that they make. It's called a TimberTech, which is actually a 2-layer nailing area.
gotcha.
Yeah, which again would be, for, maybe down along the beach, you might want to use something like that. And,
Right, a little more
that-
secure.
yes, there has been customers in this area that want to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you'll still get the lifetime warranty, transferable ones with the Seal Ridge cap shingle. So, you don't always have to go with the most expensive thing in order to get the lifetime warranty either.
Right.
So there's different options for different budgets, and we offer financing. We accept credit cards. We have all kinds of terms when it comes to financing. We have 5-year plans. We have 7-year terms, 10 and 12. 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months, same as cash. So, you know, let's say you do have storm damage, okay, and your deductible is $2,500, okay? Insurance company gives you $7,000 check. You don't have the $2,500 because they're only going to pay you $4,500 of that $7,000 because you got to come up with the $2,500 out of your own pocket. Well, we've had instances where, you know, they couldn't afford the $2,500 where we were able to finance their deductible for them. So,
and then just think about it. You put that on a 10-year plan, man.
Right.
You know, that $2,500 you're paying pennies, man.
Yeah.
I mean, pennies compared to what
seriously.
you know coming out, and
Absolutely.
the peace of mind that offers to not have to wonder, like, you know, how much damage am I causing in my attic? You know, am I causing any kind of structural damage? Is my
Right.
wood rotting out?
How about health and safety issues?
Mold. Yeah, That word that we don't like to use.
No, right. You know, your family,
Right.
your whole point, at least for most men, you know, we go to work so we can provide for our family
Right.
and take care of our family and protect our family. The other thing is too, you know, a lot of times, let's say you are going to finance your deductible, okay? Like you said, for a 5, 7, or 10 or 12-year plan, okay? So what are we talking, like $10 a month?
Yeah,
So
something like
for
that.
another $5 a month or $250, why not get a good 6-inch gutter system also installed on your
Yeah.
house? That way, you know, because our gutters come with a lifetime warranty, along with the gutter guards come with a 20-year warranty. You know what I mean? There's so many things that you can do and get creative with. You know, basically for any budget. You know what I
Right.
mean? I had a couple who didn't necessarily want to finance all of the deductible. They paid some of the deductible with their credit card and then financed the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because their deductible was so high, you know what I mean? Because no one ever expects to have to use their insurance.
Right.
You-
Absolutely.
you know what I
Especially
mean?
around here. You know,
Right.
down south and some of the flood areas and that kind of stuff, I'm sure people look at it a little
Right.
more. But me personally, I mean, I'm just a recent home buyer. I've bought in a couple homes in my life. And every time I'll tell you exactly what I did. I shot for the cheapest
Right.
thing that was going to go into my escrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted my
Right.
payments to be as low as possible
Right.
because
Of course.
I don't ever call my insurance company. Like it's just
Yes.
I mean, to this point, I'm going to knock on wood here, but I don't even know why I pay for insurance because I don't ever use it. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to make sure I knock a couple times on
Yeah,
wood real
knock a
quick,
couple
so I
times on
don't have to use insurance.
Right.
But you're right. People around here don't think of that kind of
No.
stuff. So in order to get that cheap insurance,
Right.
higher deductibles equals cheaper
Exactly.
insurance.
Well, and then you have the more conservative homeowner,
Right.
Who always thinks of worst case scenario,
Right.
Who has a lower deductible. Well, they don't even know that they can call their insurance company because they have storm damage on their roof,
Right.
And that's where we come into play to educate them. Like, look, the damage that we found on your roof isn't normal wear and tear.
Yeah.
There was a storm recently. We had 70, 80 mile an hour winds recently. And unfortunately, you didn't have an HDZ lifetime roof on your house when that storm came through. But we're here to help you work through the process with your insurance company to install a lifetime roof on your home, so that doesn't happen again.
Right.
And that's really
Yeah.
what we're here. We're here to help. We're here to educate. We're, you know, not just the homeowner, but ourselves, our co-workers, you know, to train them to help other people. And I know Tom's really picked this up. He's really into it. He's drinking the Kool-Aid, like he said last week on the show, and he's doing a great job. He's really picked this up. He's running with it. And he's actually showing me some things that I don't even think about, like his new set of eyes, thinking outside the box kind of
Right.
thing, and getting creative with it to be able to help homeowners and stuff like that. And it's just a great product. I love GAF. Thank you, Brad, for you know, pushing us to do this and staying by our side. And I tell you, Brad was one of the only people who was reaching out to us last year when the pandemic, like in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah.
If he didn't
Hey, how
at
you guys
least,
doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. If he didn't at least call me once a week, 2, sometimes 3 times a week, just checking in to see if there was anything that we needed. You know, is there anything I can do? Do you guys need any literature? Hey, check this out, something new. I mean, was just in constant contact with me the entire time. Well, guess what? I didn't hear from anyone from Tamco. I didn't hear anything from anyone from Owens Corning or IKO or nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was Brad Whitlock, and we were in it together. You know what I mean? There was a whole lot of uncertainty that we went through, and you know, it paid off.
Yeah.
You know, for both of us.
For
so,
sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure. And now look at us.
Right.
I mean, GAF Energy.
Yeah. Check it out, y'all.
I know, right?
So I guess we're got to be close to our hour.
Yeah,
Sure as
I
hell.
think we went
Feels
over
like
a little bit. We're about 10 minutes over, but time flies when you're having
Yeah.
fun.
So Vic, do you want to post our food drive one more time? And then
Yeah, we're going to
Chris,
post that up on there.
kind of run us through some of the things that we're looking for, when and where, and who all.
Yeah,
can-
so this is, like we talked about earlier, guys, this is going to be June 17th. It's TC Backer's first annual food drive. It's going to be, we're going to be sponsoring the Well Food Pantry and Union Lutheran Church down on 408 West Market Street. We will be there from 1 to 4 p.m. accepting donations. They can be monetary, or they can be one of the following items: peanut butter, jelly, mac and cheese, canned fruits, canned veggies, size 5 diapers, laundry detergent, toothbrushes, toothpaste, shampoo, deodorant, razors, shaving cream, soap, body wash, and any other kind of personal care items. Drop them off. If you can't make it that day, you know, get in contact with us. We can set up a pickup. We can send one of our guys to you. We can stop by your place. If you're along our route, you know, along Route 74, along Market Street, or, you know, maybe a block or two off of that direct route, let us know, and we'll bring the truck by that morning, pick everything up, and let's just fill these places. I want Pastor Joel to come out and say, guys, I don't have room.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we need to rent a storage shed or something.
Right, right.
You know, or we got to go to Lancaster to drop off at their food pantry or,
Yeah,
or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Or take it across the
let's
street.
try to make this epic, guys.
Right, right. So I just want to mention one more thing. Brad had mentioned something there. He said GAF is the only roofing company manufacturer that backs manufacturing defects even if the install is wrong. All others say must follow strict installation instructions.
Right. So basically, you know, if you go with another company and they go out there and they're like, well, that nail isn't within 3/4 of an inch from the edge of the shingle. It's actually 7/8 of an inch. That was installed wrong. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm not covering it. Even though you have a bad glue strip or you have something defective with the shingle, it wasn't installed wrong.
Exactly.
Even if it was installed wrong, the shingle still wouldn't have withstood.
Right.
But GAF doesn't look at that. They'll say, you know what? Yes, it was installed wrong, but that doesn't matter because the shingle wasn't made properly. This was a manufacturer
Absolutely.
defect. So
Yep.
that's really big. We see that a
It
lot
is.
in the industry.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
we see that a lot of
We
times
do.
because their jobs. I mean, let's face it, Brad. When you go on a place. I don't want to say you particularly because I know GAF doesn't operate like this, but any kind of insurance or warranty claim or anything like that, their job is to say no. I mean, they're not out there just saying like, here you go, free money. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right.
They want to take this to the end and try to not have to cover that because that's how they make money.
Exactly.
So not GAF, man. They'll still cover it, and that's awesome. I actually didn't know that, Brad. So
Yeah.
I just learned something tonight too.
Yeah,
That's
man.
pretty cool.
No, it's good stuff, and you know, like David Bruno said, you know, it's nice to have great relationships like that, and it is nice, you know, and not only is Brad our territorial manager, but I look at him as a mentor and as a friend. I've known Brad for a long time, and I mean probably 20 plus years, goes back to my Par 1 days. Knew Brad back then. We were both a little younger back in those days, but been on vacation with him several times through whether it be Cole Building Products or I think he went with us on a Myers trip too one time. You know what I mean? So he's very involved with the contractors. He doesn't just favor one over the other. I mean, he's definitely he plays the role of a great father. You know how a father can't show favoritism to one kid
Yeah.
over the other one. He does a great job at that. I mean, he really does. And I'm not just blowing smoke up Brad's ass right now. He's done. I can't thank you enough for everything that he's done for us. Like for real, to just know that GAF's got our back makes me sleep a lot better at night. I mean,
Yeah.
it really does.
For sure.
Especially with what he just said. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean? So, thank you for everything, Brad, that you do. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Alan Tyson, Bruno, David Bruno, and I saw Diane Brooks was on there. Jana, love ya. We'll do a quick little short shout out here. Chuck, good to see you, buddy. I've been talking with him a lot here lately about a bunch of stuff. Who else was on here? David Cax, thank you.
Giovanni.
Good to see you, John Stafford, my man. He said he's actually going to South Carolina. Perry's working on our licenses for down there right now. Alan said the Bible of products. It is the Bible of products, Emmy. And we got it right here. So hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Thank you guys for tuning in every week.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Brad, give us a date, in June sometime that you want to come on the show and help us, educate everyone out there in Facebook world. We can go over whatever you want to, maybe a new product's coming out, maybe we can talk about the designer series, shingles, the Camelots, the slate lines and things like that. Maybe we can talk some about intake, ventilation, the square footage of an attic and how we calculate how much intake versus how much exhaust that you need. There's so much content
really
here.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it was like almost overwhelming, and of course this isn't scripted. We didn't have anything written down, so if we sounded like we were fumbling around a little bit, we probably were. But it's Facebook Live. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. That's what it is.
And Baker divorced me for about a week, so I think it's gonna take about a week for us to start gelling again here a little bit. But I think we pulled it off once again. Episode 74.
Yeah, man.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
We're-
Almost 3/4 of a century here, bro.
Yeah, man. Unbelievable. So, thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful night.
Yeah, as always, have a good week, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.